They hand it off to Johnson. Boise State has won. Right now, and they take a downfield shot. And the catch is made. It's Ryan Williams. Goes to the free.
All right, everybody, welcome into another edition of the Gridiron Uncensored podcast. This is our playoff episode, talking, them. We're going to mention the other bowl games, obviously, that are tonight and tomorrow as well. And then some other talk tonight, Trev, about more coaching changes and, just what the hell is going on in this world. I don't know, man. But
I feel like this one's a little bit even worse. But
man, it might be, honestly, it could be better. We'll talk about it though here in a minute.
Maybe.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys being in, just Trevor and myself tonight. Obviously we got a game tonight. We got Missouri, Arkansas State. And really, I just want to mention how incredible of a season it is for Missouri State. First year in the FBS, getting a bowl game. I mean, it's just incredible. That Delaware as well had a bowl win last night, their first year in the FBS. So just incredible seasons for them, and look forward to them as they move forward. Trev, as for the playoffs and everything else, we're going to get into that, sleeper teams and who you think is the best, and who's going to win it all. And we're looking at our brackets and all that stuff too, guys. So again, let's get into it, Trev.
Let's do it.
Before tomorrow kicks it off, Alabama and Oklahoma. Before that, you do have a battle of conference champions, though, in Kennesaw State and Western Michigan. I think that's a really fun matchup with Western Michigan and what they've done this season, kind of coming out of the woodwork. They've done a fantastic job there. Western Michigan's 3-point favorites. I guess stick with Western. I know you got a vendetta about them, but you said hell with them.
I just don't really care.
I
kind of hope they get skull drugged a little bit, but just because. Anyway,
yeah. I like Kennesaw and what they've done, so I think it's going to be a tight one. But I'm going Western. And then your preseason favorites, Memphis, are playing NC State.
Mm-hmm.
NC State's only 3.5-point favorites, Trev.
Memphis. I'm riding with Memphis too.
I think I'm riding Memphis too. It's tight, but I'm gonna ride with Memphis.
I like them still.
Now, the headline game tomorrow, Alabama at Oklahoma. We've seen Oklahoma beat Alabama already this season.
Mm-hmm.
There was a pick six. It was a nasty game, defensive battle. What do you think about this, Trev, when you look at these games? Is Alabama going to win? There's all this talk about Kalen DeBoer. Are they done? Is Oklahoma going to get them?
Well, I think Oklahoma's going to get them.
Yeah.
But I think that here's the thing is that Alabama's had a problem all year long.
Yes.
With mobile quarterbacks that made good decisions, to good timing with the run and everything, and choosing the right times to run. And that was their biggest problem when they played Oklahoma before. It's going to be their downfall this time around, in my opinion. I think he is going to literally run everywhere on them. I mean,
he's their offense.
He is their offense. But I will say that I think that Oklahoma, out of the two teams, I think Oklahoma actually has a better defense. Top to bottom.
I mean, their defense has been on it all year, and it's really kept them in this position.
That's right.
When their offense has been just straight nasty.
Absolutely.
This is to me, whoever scores 17, 20 points in this game is going to win. And Alabama has to find some sort of rushing attack, but they have got guys back from injury that they missed in the conference championship game. So maybe that'll help them.
Just saying, you'd have great running backs if you went up to the team in the North. I'm just saying.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. You wouldn't have I
don't want you to, but I'm just
saying. All right, Trev. We're going to talk about what was the first tab you got?
The first part of this playoff conversation is what team has the best path in this year's playoff. So knee-jerk reaction, obviously, I think 99% of the people are going to say Oregon has the best path.
Yeah.
Is what I would probably venture to guess, right? And I kind of agree with everybody. Or I mean, by and far, I mean, Oregon does.
Yeah.
I mean,
it depends
it's
on how
really
you
not.
value
It's
Texas
really
Tech.
not close. I mean, to be perfectly honest, unless do you have a different team that you think other than Oregon that has a easier path?
I mean, to me, I guess to the Natty, it's going to from the top side. It's going to be Oregon or Indiana, because to me,
That whole left side, the left side of the bracket, right?
yeah. So Oregon, you get JMU, and JMU is a feisty team. They did play Louisville tight early in the season. Oregon could be overlooking them. It could be a blowout too. Who knows? But they win that game, they go on and play Texas Tech, who I value them pretty heavily. Their only loss this season was when the quarterback was injured.
Yeah, it's just I I have that whole thing about the Big 12 just is second rate.
Yeah, I know.
The Big 12 and SEC, but Big 10 and the SEC. But I mean, that being said, they have played great, and they haven't given anybody really a reason to question them. So we'll find out. I mean, they're going to play Oregon. Like you might as well just start prepping now.
But then the other way I look at it too. The Miami, Texas A&M, Ohio State bracket, I think that's a tough one. This Ole Miss, Tulane, Georgia one is interesting because obviously Lane Kiffin's gone. So Tulane has every opportunity. They played them hard earlier in the season. I know the score, showed differently, but they couldn't stop Ole Miss offense.
Okay.
At the time. So maybe Tulane, they can catch them, reeling, the coaching staff changes, whatever.
Well, I feel like most of the offensive staff, right? They don't have their offensive coordinator.
Oh, they came back they're coming back to coach. So they're into coach the game. Yeah, and then they're going back. Then they're popping smoke, is my understanding.
Okay. Well, if that happens, Ole Miss is a bunch of idiots. So they kept Lane Kiffin away so he couldn't poach the players.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna let the offensive coordinator, and you think he's not going to?
I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Come on,
listen, Ole Miss.
The naivety is ridiculous.
Yeah, and for Ole Miss, I mean, you've got every chance to beat Tulane, but then you go and play Georgia. Can they handle that against a strong Georgia team? So that's kind of another team I look at as who's got an easier path, moving forward. And maybe it's Georgia. You either play Tulane or Ole Miss that's without a head coach. I mean, to me, that's an interesting one. But I'm going to lean towards Oregon and then Indiana. I mean, Oklahoma offensively has been struggling.
Right.
Almost all year. They have a strong defense, but Indiana's gone up against Ohio State. They survived that test. And then Alabama, on the other hand, they have moments where they play really tough defense. They have solid offense, and then there's the offensive line falls apart. The defense can't stop the run. So there's all these things that go into it. I'd lean on the top of the bracket though when I'm looking at this image.
that left or the left side, top side would
Yeah, I'm looking. It's stacked on this image I've got pulled up. So left side, it would be when you look at it in a different way.
Right.
All right. So that was the one question. Who's got the best path?
So and then the next one is. So are we pretty much in agreement that the Indiana side or Oregon side? That's pretty much where it's at.
Yeah, I think so.
Now this one's a little bit more of a, I guess, depending on how you view the team. Who's your sleeper? Who's the sleeper this season or in this college football playoff? And this is gonna sound crazy. My sleeper is actually Tulane.
Okay.
Because I don't have them beating Ole Miss, but I think there is a a way that I can see Tulane potentially just because one thing about Ole Miss, and this has been the knock on them for quite a long time, they tend to play down to their competition.
Yeah.
And you kind of go down to that level and you let Tulane kind of hang around. They're gonna I mean, Retzlaff's no joke.
He can get after it when he needs to. And if he controls the ball well, then and you convert on your third downs in this game, then yeah, I mean Tulane's definitely got a chance. I think that's a fine pick. And then also, Ole Miss has so many things that have changed and going on, the distractions.
They do.
How well do they handle that in this new coaching staff?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Aren't they allowing the coach to coach in the playoff?
Oh, for Tulane, yeah. So Summerall's there. So so he's coaching them while also coaching Florida right now. He's got two hats, double jerseys. Half Florida, half Tulane. He said I can do both. So that's another thing. That's a possible distraction for them. So it's just going to be a lot of storylines. But in the end,
it might not be over. It just might not be over by the time the game time starts. Who knows what will happen?
Yeah, for real. I feel like, when I look at my bracket, I feel like Oregon's everybody's sleeping on them. I know you
Oregon.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are. They're like, okay, they'll get past JMU, but then they're not going to win this national championship. They're forgotten. Everybody's forgetting about old Oregon over there.
I mean, you're not really wrong because everybody does write off Oregon or really any West Coast team other than USC most of the time.
Yeah, and people are just wondering. They're like, well, they haven't seen Oregon since, when? Well, when was the last time they played?
That's a good point.
November 24th. So in that, or 28th, whenever that day was. It was the 29th of Saturday, November the 29th. So, I mean, it's been a minute. People are like, okay, the last time we saw them was against Washington.
So you think that we got to look that the public in general has a recency bias thing going on?
Oh, absolutely. But I think it's just one of those teams you need to watch out for. They are a good team. They're dangerous. But maybe people are sleeping on Oregon. Who? So Barbara, if you're not on Twitter, you've got to go follow the battle between the JMU and Oregon. The absolute trash posting between them has been top notch. And just the way that their Twitter game is, JMU's gonna win it, baby. I don't know. So,
oh Lord, no.
I know.
No.
Oh my God. So that's probably who I'd go with though, is Oregon.
Yeah. Okay. And then so I actually like that pick for Oregon, but I think I'm going to stick with Tulane upsetting Ole Miss, even though I picked Ole Miss
down in that bracket.
Yeah, I picked Ole Miss to beat them, but I basically stopped it there.
But they could. They
definitely could. But next question, as far as playoffs go, what we have is, who is your favorite to win the Natty? And I mean, you could go a lot of different ways with this one. I would say 5 teams that I could see, depending on which way the chips fall and everything like that could easily win the Natty.
Yeah.
Easily. Like, I mean, Georgia, my God, they have I would say they have probably one of the more complete teams in the playoff. Ironically enough, they're probably going to run into the other team that has probably one of the more complete teams in the playoff in the quarters.
Yeah.
And that's Ohio State. Unless Ohio State screws that up, which is possible.
It is. I'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in just a little bit here too. But gosh, I'm going to stick with my pick because I picked them already, and I'm going to stay Oregon.
Yeah, you liked them, and
I liked them in the beginning. I like them in the middle, and now I'm liking them in the end.
A lot of trust in Dante Moore and Lanning.
I'll tell you what, the one thing that sways me is that I just really like Dan Lanning. I like how he manages the team. I like how he coaches. Not saying I don't like Kirby, because I have all the respect in the world for Kirby Smart, but it's just, I don't know, something about Dan Lanning. I feel like it's his time to get into the Natty and try and get one.
And you look at how their season ended last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know that they're itching to make a run. Yep. Plus he gets that like cocaine addict, like that high. It's crazy when you see him on the sidelines, just like full on amped up. For me, Georgia and Indiana are to me the top two. Teams that have just everything going for them. Mendoza's a strong quarterback. He's dialed in when he needs to be. Stockton, I don't trust as much, but the team around him, I think, is good enough to handle the pressures of Ole Miss, and then the pressure of Ohio State, even who, when we've seen Ohio State go up against 2 top end defenses and struggle. Yeah. And that's where, look at how they played against Indiana. They were shut down in the second half, and then the game against Texas as well. So if they go up and they go against Georgia, I don't even, Stockton doesn't even need to be, elite in that game to win it. So
he really doesn't.
he needs to be good. He needs to be better than what we've seen before.
Protect the ball, basically we've said this multiple times. Disclaimer, I don't mean this in a derogatory way. Be the game manager that you should be.
We love game managers here.
We do.
We're not afraid to say it. We love game managers.
We welcome
Control
them.
The
because guess
football.
What? They get the W's.
Yep.
They get the dubs.
And that's where it's nice to have guys that can get out and play make and create, things. That's great. But we've also seen those types of guys blow games because they try to be heroes. They try to go out and do things that they should not be doing, to focus on what you can do. And I think Stockton can do that at times.
I just had, I could be your hero, baby. Sorry.
Oh, hell yeah. Come on now. I didn't know we were getting singing tonight. Come on. Jesus. All right. So, Trev, no, I like it. I love that song. So that's what I'm going with. In Indiana on the other side, I know they lost their defensive lineman to the self-inflicted injury from celebrating. That is just absolutely brutal. And people are worried about their depth. They're already 12-0 or 13-0. How are they going to make a run against an SEC opponent, maybe another Big Ten opponent? I don't know. I got faith in Cignetti, man. That dude is he is on it.
I'll tell you what, it's hard. He's hard to bet against, honestly.
Google him. He wins. He wins. All right, Trev. So that's who we're sticking with. Guys, in the comments, let us know who you're going with. We want to know, it's live show. Drop us in the comments. And if you want, I can't see you on Twitter. Drop it in on Facebook or go on our YouTube and comment there. We can see you on the side. And
come join the chat, everybody. Come on. You Twitter guys, you love the chat, but now you're disappearing on us.
That's a fact. Let's go. He's not wrong. All right, Trev, what's next on the docket, my friend?
So next on the docket is
Indiana
good
all the way.
All right. I
respect it.
I got it. I'm with you on that. Next item on the docket is gridiron bracketology, baby.
The bracketology.
So it's time to go get into our playoff brackets.
Yeah. And what we're looking at, why we're picking the way we are,
right.
Kind of quick synopsis of these games and just where we're feeling. Trev, who's up first?
I will do mine first. Okay. And I will preface this by saying I am very uninteresting in my bracket.
I think you have an interesting bracket.
But I do have Oklahoma over Alabama to start. Yeah. So most people are going to be like, what? I'm like, no, that's probably going to happen. Because, and I only say this because it's going to be in Norman, really. If the roles were reversed and it was in Bama, in Tuscaloosa, I'd probably go Bama. But in this case, since they are in Norman, and honestly, the last time that Norman had a monster game at home, I mean, that crowd showed out. And I can only imagine what that crowd is going to look like.
It's going to be
like it's going to be absolutely insane because like Oklahoma Michigan game, and when Michigan rolled up in there, my goodness, it was electric. And you could feel that through the TV, let alone I can only imagine what it was like being there.
Oh, someone that was there, I'll tell you, it was insane. It was nuts.
Yeah,
the crowd was wild.
Yeah.
Sorry, Trevor.
So you're good. And then honestly, I have Indiana get into the semis. But Oregon's going to take them down. I don't think Texas Tech has enough to hang offensively, honestly, with Oregon. And I think it'll be a shootout, I think this will not be a defensive battle at all.
Yeah.
I really don't. Because, honestly, Texas Tech hasn't met any team this year. They haven't played any team that is really up to the par level of athleticism that Oregon is. And I'll throw my bracket back up because I'm still working through it. But and then on the other side, I have Miami beating Texas A&M. People are probably going to say that's probably a long shot, and you may be right. You may be right because honestly, Miami beating going into Texas A&M and beating them at home, you probably are correct. That's probably my biggest upset, obviously. But I think that Miami is also dangerous.
Yeah.
I think they're a dangerous team that if they catch fire, there's a possibility that instead of Ohio State meeting Georgia in the semis, we're talking about Georgia, Miami. Yeah. That's a very real possibility.
I agree.
In my opinion. And then obviously, as you can see, I have Oregon beating Georgia in the Natty for their first championship ever.
Yes, it would be their first ever national championship.
Yes,
and they're trying to squeeze it in before GTA 6 is released, because that's a running joke. We're going to get a GTA 6, which has been in development for like 15 years before Oregon ever wins a Natty. So they need it this season.
Sorry, Brendan. Hang on. We're gonna dissect Blake's real quick since he's not here to defend himself.
And I'm so bad. I really want to do a last minute change on mine. And I might have to do that and scratch it last second. But let's look at Blake's.
Yeah, let's look at Blake's, dissect it a little bit and see if we can. Well, you can definitely see the homer in this one.
Yeah, where's the comments that are shitting on this man for being a homer? When Michigan won the national title in 23, all we heard was, "Oh, you're
a homer. You're just being a homer, man."
Like we can't help that was the first year we did the show.
Oh Lord,
we're finding it out. But when Blake sent me his explanation on Bama, because I asked him, you're sticking with your preseason, bet was Bama winning it all.
Yeah.
And when he said, Bama, yes, they lost against Oklahoma earlier. It was a bad offensive performance in that pick six. He doesn't think that's going to happen again. He doesn't think Indiana has the depth to match up with Bama. And then when you look at the rest of them, Oregon, getting past JMU, Texas Tech, has he thinks the defense there and to stifle them a bit. But when it comes down to it, he thinks it's going to be a rematch again between Bama and Georgia.
Right, and you can just see that right side is very similar. Obviously, as Texas A&M, but essentially it's. I think I don't remember what yours said, Brendan, but most of I know mine did, and now Blake's does, has Ohio State and Georgia on that side of the bracket getting to the semis.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet for most people.
I think so too.
You go with the higher seeds, that they're higher seeds for a reason. But then there's some of these that they're right on that border, still one-loss teams that are still, they had a slip up. So when you look at, what's that say?
I don't want Georgia Miami simply because that's what the media morons want.
Yes, we don't like the legacy media folks here, people. But yeah, I think Blake is he's happy to have all these people that were injured back. So that's his big thing. There's a lot of there's linemen back that were injured. He thinks Ty Simpson's a strong enough quarterback when he can, focus in and have those games where. Like Florida State early, when he was getting pressured a lot, he got off and he was off the rest of the game. Against Georgia in the conference championship, he was getting pressured so heavily. They had a lot of injuries. So he attributes it to that. But he says when this team is fully ready to go, there's nobody else that'll beat them. So we'll see what happens.
Barbara laying down the gauntlet. Georgia, Indiana, and the Natty. Georgia wins it.
Hey,
shocker. She picked Georgia. I'm just shocked.
Hey, there's no homer there, and from Barbara.
There's no homer. That was all logic.
And then, my bad.
Sorry, we clicked at the same time. It's all good.
Same brain shit that we got going. But yeah, dude, I would love to see this so much. If JMU can knock off Oregon, the Twitter feud has been glorious. But can you imagine what
it would be unreal?
And then all this stuff that people have been just trashing on JMU and Tulane for would just come crashing down around them and just slap them in the face.
If Oregon loses to JMU, I'm calling it now. Dan Lanning's the new head coach of Michigan.
Oh, the name we have not heard at all. And he's just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm out of here.
I gotta go.
I can't do
I
it
gotta
with
go.
these
These crazies are about to kill me.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Tulane, it would be incredible. Former SEC, team. They've got more SEC titles than some of the folks in this image or in the bracket when you Texas A&M. But
yeah.
When you look at these teams, it would be so incredible to see it. And I'm rooting for it. I personally am.
But you're not skating away from this. We get to dissect Brendan's now.
Oh,
so here we go.
I don't want to do it. So my last second change, I'll talk about it, because I've been floundering back and forth like a politician.
He flounders with the best title game.
And so when I look at this, Oregon, I do think offensively is just going to be too much against JMU. JMU is probably going to get some good drives in, but I think it'll probably be close at halftime, and then Oregon pulls away.
Right.
As for Bama, I've got them beating Oklahoma. It's so hard to beat the same team twice. We know that. We've seen it time and time again this year. So I think Bama wins there. But I do think Indiana offensively is going to be able to move the ball against Alabama on the ground. I think also defensively, even though they lost a key player in the middle, Bama's running game has not been much of a problem. And even with the loss there, Indiana's defense has played really well. I mean, against Oregon, their defense was getting after it. Against Ohio State, shutting them down and getting after Sayin. So if you can lock down an already wounded running attack and just force Ty Simpson to go and let your defensive ends pin their ears back, they're going to get after them, and you get some mistakes. So that's where I've got Indiana winning that one. And then I got them beating Texas Tech. And I do think Texas Tech gets past Oregon. I think Texas Tech has been really, looked past a lot. Now I mentioned Oregon as a sleeper team, somebody that I think if they make a run, they're going to run all the way to the Natty. And they're a team, like, they've got enough to do it. But I just think Texas Tech has that thing about them. Like their offense, the defense has been playing really well. I like the running attack. I like Morton at quarterback. If he can just control himself and not try to be hero, then I think he does enough to win these types of games. And then on the other side, I have Miami beating Texas A&M. I think that's going to be a very tight game, kind of like what we saw against Notre Dame earlier in the year. Beck, he's a veteran. I know he has moments where you're like, dude, what are you doing? And then also you have Mario Cristobal, like coach, who has moments where you're like, dude, what are you going to do? So that's why I don't think they're going to make a deep run, but I think they have enough to get past round one with their defensive ends, with the defense that they have. And,
part of me wants them to. Part of me wants Miami to upset Ohio State and just get them out.
Oh, I mean, as a fan, I would love that. Like that would
make me so happy.
Yes, Jinx. But yeah, I would love that. And you get that old battle. What was it? The 2002 Natty, was it?
Yep.
Miami versus Ohio State.
Yep.
So like that would be incredible. I think Ohio State there will just have enough defensively to make Beck have a mistake, and then they'll get to the semis there against Georgia. And this is where I flopped, was in the Natty. I think Georgia does beat Ohio State, but I think when it comes down to it, and you look at the quarterbacks, I had Indiana originally, and then I was like, well, maybe their depth isn't enough. But I just think Mendoza is just too good. When it comes down to it, he's going to dial in. He's going to run it. So I'm flopping. I'm doing it. I'm pulling a change up.
I want to look up how many Heisman Trophy winners have gone on to win the Natty. And,
that's a good question.
And actually, like in the same season they win the Heisman, did they win that Natty? And I'm just curious.
Is there a Heisman curse?
I don't know. Is there a Heisman curse?
Let me try to look this up, Trev.
I mean, but it wouldn't. I mean, I don't. Oh,
what's
God
up,
bless.
Barbara?
Cristobal faints on sideline 800.
You might.
Oh, that'd be great. That would be great.
Yeah, it'd help if I could type.
Yes, it would. But no, I mean, I don't disagree with anything really. No.
It shows the last one per AI. So I just pulled it up. Was Devontae Smith in Alabama in the COVID year 2020.
Oh, well, that don't count.
So Joe Burrow in 2019.
Yeah, I think it'd be Joe Burrow. Yeah, that would be it. Yeah, 2019. That makes sense. So
Dude.
that was the last person. So nobody. Yeah. So no Heisman winner during. So he would be the first Heisman winner
So
in the
there's
playoff era.
Yeah.
To go wire to wire, basically, and get his team undefeated all the way through.
Yeah, because after that it was Derrick Henry in 2015 with Bama, and that was the playoff era too. So
Yeah.
Joe Burrow and Derrick Henry. Before that, it was Jameis Winston in 2013, and then Cam Newton in 2010. So
it doesn't happen often.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is gonna be interesting.
It will be.
Yeah. So looking at this, I mean, Mendoza, Indiana, they've been breaking everybody's rules. They've been just saying none of this shit matters. Everything that we've done this year has proven everybody wrong. And I think if it does come down to, like I said, I flopped and flipped. I trust Mendoza much more than I trust Stockton. I do think Georgia's team as a whole is going to be really tough to play.
Yep.
But if Stockton has a game like I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, just a horrible outing. Then if that happens, Indiana wins the national title. Can you imagine saying that 2 years ago, 3 years ago? It's ridiculous that there's even a chance. But that's Cignetti. He is the dude.
I'll tell you what, man. I hope they do. Honestly, there's a part of me that hopes Indiana just walks right through all of this.
Oh, it'd
be so great. So great. So if Oregon doesn't win, I'll be rooting for Indiana.
I was going to say, what's your just top of your head rooting interest for this playoff?
Rooting interest?
Listen, guys. So we're analyzing it. But we're fans too, guys.
I love college football and I want to see good games. No doubt about it. 100%.
We don't hide it.
And that's me and Brendan got into a heated discussion the other day because I was like anti Group of Five all day long. We got a little bit of a heated argument, but really, honestly, it was just like the worst thing. It was just a back and forth, and it just I get loud, but it's neither here nor there. But no, with JMU, I don't want to see them get destroyed.
Yeah,
I really wouldn't want to see that because if it were me in their position, I'd be so stoked to play whoever. It doesn't even matter if it was Oregon or whatever.
Yeah,
but that's awesome. That being said, they're going to get destroyed. And I feel for them in that regard because I feel like by the second quarter, it's already going to be out of reach.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look, the speed is going to be the whole difference to this game.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody that can convince me that JMU has the speed on defense to hang with the wide receivers and running backs for Oregon. There's nobody that's going to be able to convince me that basically the entire wide receiving core plus their running back can run a 4.3 40. And you're telling me JMU guys can do that? I disagree.
The talent gap.
The talent gap is going to be crazy.
And I'll say for Oregon that we haven't mentioned is they're getting guys back from injury.
Oh, yeah. They've been getting healthy this whole time.
Have been hurt. So, I mean, if that's the case, if it goes down like the Oklahoma State game in week 2 where Oregon blew them out, it was like 69 to like 3 or 6. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think it was 3. Like people are gonna fucking blow up about them being in. So when it comes down to rooting interest, though, I'm going Group of 5. I want the Group of 5s to make a run and win the damn national title. Like that would be incredible. Outside of that, I'm going for Indiana. The story is just, I mean, the turnaround that he has made then Cignetti in
such a short time, yeah.
And he's already working the portal right now. There's word that Hoover from TCU is one of the leading favorites to go to Indiana this next year.
Oh yeah, anybody that's a quarterback will want to go play for that guy. Guaranteed.
It's only taken that's short of a time for people to be like, oh yeah, I want to go play for that guy.
Yeah, I want to play that guy.
He's gonna do this for me. Like, okay, yeah, let's do it. So no, I just think that would be incredible. And then my other one would be Texas Tech. I'm a big fan of their uniforms. I'm a big fan of their their fan base. Yeah, what's up? Put some gravy on them words, boy. I'm not going for the Dogs. I'm not going for Alabama, and to hell with Ohio State. Am I just slobbering on him right now? too
I
much?
guess you getting the slob.
Maybe I'm just trying to,
Oh, Lord.
maybe if a Michigan staffer is watching this, they need to go hire Signetti, drop a freaking bag the size of Texas on him.
Michigan.
Regardless, but that's either way. That's my rooting interest. Screw you, Ohio State. But
yeah,
they're
no
a
way
good
he's going to
team,
be
but
rooting for
whatever.
Ohio State except Ohio people, and that's a questionable thing right now.
We need to bring that map up. If we ever find that where everybody's rooting for who's voting for Ohio State, nobody. But yeah, so you guys let us know again. Who do you think is going to win the Natty, or any of these upsets going to happen? Is Miami going to beat Texas A&M on the road? I mean, that's a hell of a matchup. Does a group of 5 have a chance? I know that's a big debate, right now across Twitter. Trev, what's next on the docket?
What's next on the docket? Well, guys, nothing good happens in Ohio.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So we just mentioned Michigan, and sorry if that was loud. I leaned into the mic. We just mentioned Michigan in their coaching search, and we'll talk about that here shortly. But boo, get out of here, get them out. But yeah, when you're talking about coaching staff, nothing ever happens good in Ohio. Well, Ohio's fired their coach, and everybody's like, "What the hell's going on? He's on a leave of absence." Well, then they fire him, and then there was a rumor the other day, like 2 days ago, that he got fired because he keeps a bottle of liquor in his cabinet in his desk, and him and like when they have meetings, they have a little glass. I was like, if that's what this man got fired for, that is absolutely ridiculous. That is standard manhood. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Nope. Now, if you're getting blitzed before your team meet, okay, yeah, see you. But if having a dram with the boys, come on now. But no, it came out that he has been having an affair with a staffer, or not a staffer, excuse me,
undergraduate,
student. But he's separated from his wife, is what he alleged. He's like, hey, look, we've been separated. She knows about it. Like, speaking about his wife, it's a consensual relationship. What the hell? What did I do wrong? It's just because she goes to school here? So that's where he's. So like,
yes, young sir, that is exactly the problem.
He's throwing out all these things like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why am I getting fired for this? And they said, well, you're making the university look bad, so you're canned, buddy.
It certainly doesn't help that just a couple weeks ago there was a guy by the name of Jerome Moore that got fired for pretty close to the same thing.
At least, I mean, she's not a subordinate like Sharon Moore's was, and Sharon Moore crashed. Sharon had a fucking crash out the side. Like, I mean, it's just
that was
somebody's house,
whole different level. But
yeah,
anyway.
So there's levels there. Everybody's like, why isn't this as public? Well,
because he was just getting. Never mind, I'm not saying that out loud.
Yeah, but either way, so no, interesting situation there. Another coaching job is open, but Ohio's coach is trying to fight it. So we'll see where that goes. And Trev, I mean, that kind of leads us into,
since we're talking about vacated coaching jobs, we're gonna do a little game.
Hold on. I gotta cover myself real quick because I thought Barbara was talking trash about me. She said she's talking about you, bro. She said,
G5 trash.
She said, don't put them down. Not on her watch, buddy.
Not on her watch. Okay, that's fine. They can have their own tournament and get the bleep out of the Division I tournament. That's what I think.
Barbara, you've made them mad now. Gosh dang it.
They can go give them $4 million to have their own tournament and put Notre Dame against freaking Georgia or something.
Oh man. Well, I mean, as long as Notre Dame isn't playing
Notre Dame and Ole Miss or whoever
or Marshall
they play, or Notre Dame, Oregon. Ooh, that'd be great.
That'd be interesting. But anyway, Trev, go ahead. I'm sorry I stole your thunder. Go ahead.
That's okay, but that's okay. I accept it. But since we just talked about one coaching vacancy now that's open, we might as well talk about the one that's been open. And really, there's just been a lot really going on with it. So we're going to play what's called what I like to call the yay or nay game. Yeah. And I'm going to list off coaches that have been rumored or talked about as a potential candidate. And Brendan and I are going to say yay or nay, and feel free to throw it in the comments, yay or nay to this madness of a coaching list that I've created from the different Twitter and Facebook and everything else. It is actually quite extensive.
and remember, folks, bottom line is nobody really knows anything here.
Nope,
everybody
we don't.
Anybody that says they're in the full on know, they know exactly, they're probably lying. And if they have sources in their comment, they're probably full of shit.
Yeah, that is what we like to call clickbait. And moving. I promise this is not clickbait. This is just a game because I feel like this is just funny at this point.
Yeah.
So we're going to start in the NFL and work our way down.
Oh boy.
All right. So first off, Joe Brady, offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool.
It's a possibility, but I mean, I heard his name at the beginning and I haven't heard it since.
Yeah.
That one kind of went away. This one is going to always be there as long as his job is open, but Jesse Minter, D coordinator for the Chargers.
Yeah, I'd take him.
And I think that is a 1,000% yay. I'd be happy with that hire if it happened. Here comes the ridiculous. John Harbaugh.
Yay, baby. Come on.
It would be a yay, but I know it's not. It's really a nay, honestly. Honestly, I just don't want that heat again from the Harbaugh family to the Michigan program.
Just ready to be done with it.
And me personally, this is probably my favorite NFL rumor. Mike Tomlin to Michigan.
I think
I would love that. That would be amazing.
He would recruit crazy. But I don't know why he's never taken a job.
Yeah, I think he would do really well here. And then now, now we got to get real critical because now we're talking about the college coaches. And if you really want to see them here, see them.
Is it bad if I say yay to everybody because they're probably all?
It really is kind of bad. You got to get a little critical, buddy.
Okay, I'll do that.
Get a little critical.
I'm sorry.
All right. So obviously we'll start at the top with the top candidate from what everybody seems to think, and that's Kalen DeBoer.
Yay, bring him in.
Bring him in. Get him away from those Bama boys.
Hey, I've seen people talking mad trash about DeBoer online. He's got possibly 2 4-loss seasons, in his first 2 years at one. He had Jalen Milroe, who was falling apart, last year, old no eyes. And then, this year he's beaten Georgia. Yes, they did just get blown out by him. They did. I think he's still a good coach. Okay. He was yes. Yay. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to say nay. And nay. I don't really want, I don't want him.
You're not feeling it.
I don't really want the, I have said it from the get go. And while I think he is a great coach, I still say nay because I think there are better coaches.
And then you get comments like this, Trevor, that they'll always be reminded.
Facts. Facts.
Jeez, oh Pete.
And I hate agreeing with him, but facts.
Who's next?
All right, next one. And this is my personal favorite. This is one that I've said from the get-go that I would jump for joy if it happened. Marcus Freeman, head coach of Notre Dame.
Nay, he's a Buckeye. I don't want him. See, is that what you want me to do? Do you want me to lie?
At this point, Brendan will take any coach because at this point he just wants somebody to run the show.
I just want the shenanigans to be over. But I'd take him. Of course I would. I'd be stupid.
Yeah, Marcus Freeman's one of my favorite people in college football, let alone and probably one of my favorite coaches. Yeah. Even though he's a Buckeye, I still like him as a human being, and more important, I think he's a great coach.
No doubt.
And he can recruit the shit out of some good ass players.
Yeah.
Then obviously we all know what I'm going to say because I've said it multiple times. But Kenny Dillingham is a 1,000% yay for me.
Yay, dilly baby, let's go.
Dilly, let's go.
That's what I want.
Dilly in the fucking mitten.
Yes, we need it. It needs to happen. I think that would be my personal favorite. I just want to see it.
Always the hater, Jared. Always the hater. Crybaby Marcus.
He's a generational hater. He can't help
it. You say crybaby, and then you guys go and pout and get your asses whooped by Georgia in a freaking bowl game after you guys get slighted from the playoff. Don't give me the crybaby stuff. Florida State's the biggest crybabies of them all. Every fucking one of y'all.
Well, but between them and Notre Dame, they're 2 peas in a pod.
Yeah, for real.
All right, who's next,
and then this one is kind of a newer development. Kyle Whittingham, former coach of the Utah Utes, currently unemployed and rumored to be very interested in the Michigan job?
I'm going to say nay, even though I like the guy. I like him, and I want to say yay because I do like him. I just think that would be like a holdover type thing. Like it would just
I think so too. See, I think so too. I think that I don't need him to come to Michigan just to retire.
Yeah.
We need someone that can stay here for 10, 15 years and build it.
And I mean, he could probably do a lot more than what he hit with, Michigan than what he had at Utah. And he still killed it at Utah. But
that's fair. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking for something more bang. I don't know.
All right. I'm going to do 2 more and then we're going to rapid fire because the rest of them are kind of, I don't even think.
Yeah.
So next one, Eli Drinkowitz.
Nay.
I agree. Nay. Too sleepy for me. Jed Fish. We kind of already know what Jed Fish is, or what
I'd take him.
Yeah, I'd take him. But yeah. Next one I would really take Clark Lee.
Yeah. I'll take him.
PJ Fleck.
Nay.
Absolutely
not
nay.
Impressive enough. Yeah, I agree. I love Whittingham. I think he is great at developing players, and he's a damn good coach.
The question would be is how are we working on borrowed time with him? That's the biggest thing. Is that he was already flirting with retirement, 2 years ago or a year ago?
At least that was my understanding. But
yeah. But anyway, now these are ridiculous. But Lincoln Riley, USC.
Nay, he's a guy I just don't. The way he cooks his brisket, no.
What do you mean the way he cooks his brisket? Explain.
Nope, I've seen it on Twitter. He shared a picture years ago, like a couple years ago. He said, it's like, look at this damn good brisket I could. Thing was bone dry, baby. Can't trust a man that can't cook a brisket.
All right, I get it. All right, here's some interesting ones that I literally was reading about earlier today. Glenn Schumann, defensive coordinator from Georgia. Unlikely that he would leave during the playoff run. However, it's an interesting thought.
Yay, let's do it.
Okay. This one made me laugh. The fact, if this ever happened, I swear, I think all Michigan people would lose their mind. Matt Patricia, D coordinator from Ohio State.
I mean, he did a great job as DC this year, but I'm going to say nay just because of what he did to the Lions. Get him out.
Yeah. Yeah. And then last, but certainly not least, Louisville head coach, Jeff Brom.
Yay. Whatever.
And I really like that one too. I think that would be a good one. Honestly, there is just about a plethora of coaches that would be an upgrade from Sharon Moore.
Yeah.
That I'd be okay with. But honestly, if I was throwing out my top 3, once again, Kenny Dillingham 1, probably Jed Fish 2, and on a more realistic note, because I really don't think that Whittingham is a choice, I'd probably go Clark Lee and try and go after him.
Yeah, I'd say Dilly for sure is number 1. I like Clark Lee, and man, I don't know. I
don't disagree with you, Richard. I don't disagree with you.
I mean, I think they offer Kirby Smart, and
just take Kirby.
Hey, listen, you drop a bag for him, and he wants to play in the best conference in college football, and clearly the SEC has lost that battle recently. So it just makes sense, guys.
That's right.
Joking, of course. But no, I don't know, guys. Let us know again. Who the hell should Michigan hire? Do they have a chance? Are they screwed? I know some of you haters will say that
they will you just opened up the door for them to just walk right through that. Jeez,
absolutely.
They're all screwed.
Guys, we appreciate you watching. We give our rundown on these brackets and kind of what we're thinking here. There's a bowl game going on right now. Make sure you guys, go watch them. Everybody said, well, Bulls suck, whatever. The games are on right now. Go watch it. Go enjoy some football. Our time with football is running slim.
That's right.
So enjoy every snap you can. Arkansas State's currently up 14-7 on Missouri State. But again, that's it for us tonight. We hope you guys enjoyed the playoffs. Trev, you want to shut her down for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget to go follow us. Go check out all the write-ups on the Substack. Brendan and the guys do some good writing up there. Also, please feel free to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube if you haven't. We really do appreciate all the support. And as always, we'll see you next time.
Absolutely.
easy,
Take it
everybody.
easy, guys.